Hi, Makeup Mandy here. I periodically come on here and make videos about makeup, and there's one subject that's been heavy on my noggin. I just wish somebody would have told me this stuff when I was a little younger, learning makeup. I feel like it would have just saved me a lot of heartache. So first off, ladies, prep is important. If you want your makeup to not look crappy, you have to prep it. It's kind of like painting. People would know you got to rough up the edges or whatever. You got to prep. Make sure you buy something that says skin primer, skin prep. It can't just be lotion. It can't just be sunscreen. Make sure it says prep. Prep just makes it so whatever you put on goes on well, okay? You got to prep your canvas before you do all the other stuff. It is important. It's so important. Also, another thing, a little goes a long way. I know you're thinking like, oh, well, I have a breakout. I need to cover it up. I'll show you guys kind of how to cover up, your flaws without getting too cakey. When you start adding too many layers to your face, the products kind of start clumping together and getting all icky, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look, and it doesn't look good. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but somebody's got to say it, and I'm your real friend, and I'm here. A little goes a long way. So we prepped. Now let's just go in with a foundation. Another important thing is find the shade that is perfect for you. If you end up getting the shade that is wrong, you're going to either look like a ghost, you're going to look like somebody who's got like pumpkin face, you're going to look silly, and people are going to say that you look great, but they're lying, okay? People just don't like confrontation, okay? That's why people say things that they don't mean. And I have a link literally in the description where you can, you take a picture of yourself, and Il Makiage will find your match. Doing that will probably help a lot of your problems too, okay? So, bam, get a shade that matches. And then I usually just do like a pump, pump, pump. And then usually there's like a little excess right here. I just kind of do like a wipe, okay? So you see, 4 pumps for the whole face. No more, no more. Spread it out, okay? You can use a brush, you can use your hand, you can use a sponge. I definitely recommend using a wet sponge after, so I'll show you. So you see, this is still a pretty thick layer, and I said little goes a long way. How you apply it's very important too. So let's say you're breaking out everywhere and you're just trying to, cover up all the flaws. I feel that. So go over the pimples. I even got some down here. One foundation, do your one little layer, grab the sponge, make sure it's wet, and dab. Dab, 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 dab. Dab until you almost feel like you took all the makeup off, okay? That means that you blended it perfectly. Make sure you move the sponge around a little bit too. Remember, it's wet all the way around. And the sponge takes up a little bit of the product anyways, it's a sponge. So this helps create that more natural look. See how it's blended very nicely. You don't see any oranges, whites, or anything. Having the correct foundation color, huge. So you see, even just that one coat of foundation covered up the pimples I had, cover up a lot of the flaws. Since it matches, it looks good. One thing I'm also noticing is people aren't using powders like they used to. So that is probably one step that it wouldn't kill you if you didn't do it, okay? Mixing creams and powders together, now you're starting to you're mixing a lot of products that just don't need to be going together. Again, a little goes a long way. You can honestly stop right here. You can stop right here. You see how clean this face looks? You can't tell me I don't look good. But I get it. We're makeup girlies. So blush or contour. I don't know what you're feeling, but both of them, a little goes a long way. So whether you're using powder or a cream, just a dab. So like, I'm just going to barely touch this. You can barely see it. Tap, 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 tap. Just a tiny dab, 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 dab. Right up here. So you see, brings in a little bit of color. It brings in a little bit of lift. It's not too much. You're not, you're not caking on too much stuff. Again, we could stop right here and you look awake, done up. My face looks colored like I didn't just wake up, and I look put together. A little really does go so far, but we'll keep going just to kind of just show you how you can layer things and contour, but without looking chunky. That's the word, chunky. Sometimes makeup looks chunky. I'll use that same little palette. So contour, you can use any sort of brown, and doing this just helps shape your face. So just a dab. I use even the same finger. Whoop. Huh? Whoop. Dab, 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 dab. Dab it and touch it. Keep pressing, patting. If you're using a brush, your finger, a sponge, dab until you don't see any more harsh lines. If you're seeing like super harsh lines, you need to keep doing it because you look silly, okay? Keep patting, keep patting. And a cool trick too is like, let's say, you did your contour and your blush, okay? If you start noticing, wow, why does this still look looks a little too hardcore? Grab that same sponge you had that's still a little wet and just go over the whole thing. And it just helps soften all those lines. Mascara. You can never go wrong with mascara. The clean girl aesthetic is what's in right now. So doing a bunch of eyeshadow and all that stuff is not trending. It's not what's cool. And let's say you do want to do a little bit of that. Just a little, okay? Work up to all that other stuff. But right now, just a little bit of mascara, maybe a little bit of lip gloss. See, no harsh lines, no cakiness, nada. Good, clean, beautiful look. You do not need a whole lot to look beautiful. Things I would say are a must are prep, and finding the right color foundation. If you have those things and then everything else, be very light. A little, dab, dab, dab until it blends. A little, dab, dab, dab until it blends. You do not need a whole lot. You look beautiful with or without makeup. Remember, we're using makeup to accentuate our beauty, not cover everything up. So you don't need a whole lot of layers, and you're gonna do great. Definitely try this look. It's super simple. It's the little things, I promise. If you haven't done so, please, please, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.